Alright, what's up, guys? Got the Porsche, or the roof, the rear engined, whatever. Back to, go figure, a Porsche wheel. I mean, technically I should have a rough wheel. Sorry, just woke up. Bad jokes all over the place. So far, I really had the most fun driving that McLaren, and I think 75% of it has to do with that Formula One wheel and the new base. So it's an awesome combination. McLaren seems to have a pretty decent pace, too. I'm running my Suzuka setup a couple weeks ago. The last time I drove the car, so it's the last setup I got. And the same thing with the McLaren. McLaren did pretty well around here. That setup, just needed to get a little understeer out of it. Porsche is another one of those cars that loves its understeer, but it also loves its grip on exit. So it's really about just gonna get that nose to rotate and then just mash it. A lot of understeer through there. A lot. Oh man, I do love slides with this wheel. Not the fastest thing, but they're fun. Just because I know where I'm at in this slide and I can actually save it now with this wheel. I hate to say this, but I'd put myself in the same category. Anybody with like a CSR wheel or lower, or any of the Porsche GT3 wheels or G27, like, I hate to say it, but you really don't have a right to complain about not being able to save a car or not being realistic, just because I don't think the wheels are powerful enough to give you the information you need through the wheel to really save the car in a natural manner. And now that I have this new wheel, I can say that, you know, with confidence that it's true. It's just, you don't. You're I mean, you get a little bit of information through the wheel, but you're basing 75% of what you're doing with the car all off visual cues. Like, whether you realize it or not, that's what's really going on. With this more powerful wheel, I'm not sure how that top of the line Thrustmaster is or whatever, but with this top of the line Fanatec wheel, you're actually reacting to the forces in the wheel and not the visual cues that you're getting sideways. So it's just much more natural. The wheel's stronger, so it can counter steer itself more accurately like it does in a real car. Kind of let the car do the wheel work, and you kind of just regulate when to stop the wheel from spinning, kind of deal. So, I don't know. Anybody that's spending 50 plus posts in the forums talking about how they can't save a car and they don't have a higher end wheel. It really shouldn't be saying anything. Alright, I'm getting off my soapbox and I'm actually going to try and focus on running some laps here. So I was pushing through here, so I got to be a little bit more patient before I get on the throttle. Brake here, kind of in between the 2 and the 1. I don't know if I should keep it in 4th. I think I should. Mild understeer all the way through here. But we are in the Porsche. That's to be expected. Ugh. I wouldn't say the car feels great right now. It's got understeer and oversteer.
22.71.
I might actually have to work on a car. I haven't had to do much of that this week. Still really haven't started focusing though, so it's probably gonna have to run a couple more laps than normal just because it's taking me a while to get into things. So what's going on right there is when I get off throttle, the rear end's starting to do a little mini slide. Which is okay because it helps the car rotate more, but it's not really ideal because one of those times you're not really paying attention, that car slides just a little bit more than you want it to, and you're going around, and you could go into that wall right there. Bottoming out, just destroying that curb, or in front of my car. I wonder when iRacing's actually gonna start implementing that. Where the front splitters start getting chewed up when you go in the grass, or just rips off the entire front end of your car when you go in the grass. That's gonna be a sad day for people. Farms are just gonna be blowing up. You guys want realism, that's realism.
22.44.
Another funny thing about, oh, yeah, see that's that, don't hit the wall. That's that mid-corner oversteer I was just talking about. But I was just gonna say, every time I drive this track, it reminds me when they first implemented come on, you can figure it out. Flagman. We're gonna flagman at the start-finish line because this is the track I was at. And I think it was in the SRF. I had it on here, and this track, I don't know, it has like the most obvious secondary, like right here on the left, that little flagman position, so every time I get here I always wonder when we're gonna get more flagmen around the track. So on this track it's just so obvious where they should be. Really gotta take it easy through that section. I'm gonna have to figure something out there. What I really need to do is start focusing. I can keep it in 3rd gear, I don't have to do 4th. 4th might be too sluggish. I think I was overdriving the car to start. Ooh, I wasn't expecting the rear end to come out on me. No, I don't have the wall. I don't know why, but the brakes just don't seem to work as soon as you're going backwards. I wonder if that's like an ABS thing. Like I try and lock them up and watch, they'll roll. Like I'm at full lockup now. That was weird, this wheel's almost like they're going the other way. Fortunately I haven't done enough laps to make an adjustment yet. There's just no rotation at all on the front. The car, like, once it goes left, it just does not want to go back the other way. Not a push there, but that's kind of normal. Nature of the track. It's here where it's, I'm going to lose a lot of time until I can actually be full throttle there. That could actually lead to one of the few spots passing opportunities on this track. That's one thing about this track. There's really nowhere to pass. You just got to pressure the heck out of somebody and wait for them to make a mistake. Like the only, well, actually, as you could say, there's 3 passing opportunities. This is the best one right here.
23.67.
Going into 1. And you pretty much just do follow the leader through here, just trying to keep pressure on. So hopefully you make, like, this is a good spot for somebody to make a mistake right there. They barely go wide, and you can take advantage here. If you're both going at speed, this really, I mean, you really, they kind of have to mess up that last corner, and you have to get a good run to make a pass on them there, but it's possible. And of course, out of here, you got to get a really good run. You can make a pass up here. Again, hard, but possible. Definitely something you don't want to be going too wide into, so you don't want to force the issue. I don't think there's any passing opportunities really between that corner and these little S's. It's a little bit better. And then a minor passing opportunity here, but again, the other person pretty much has to screw up and you have to do everything really well. And you just follow them all the way through here, and you're hoping that you can somehow get a good run off this last corner here. Hoping you can get a good run out of here. Eesh, make that pass. So yeah, we got understeer first, and then we got oversteer. So what I want to work on first is understeer. I still want to run some more laps here. The thing is, the car's got pretty good mid-corner rotation. Like, I mean, it's not got bad off-throttle rotation. So what might be happening is I got initial understeer, so I'm putting too much wheel into the car, and then that mid-corner oversteer kicks in when I let off the gas or let off the brakes. Gets it a little unstable. I get on the gas, and then it just completely unstable. So really just gonna work on that initial push first, but nah, couldn't hold on there. Wow, super conservative through there. Not gonna lie, I was thinking about something else, not racing. I get easily distracted.
23.12.
So I've noticed something just in this last lap. I'll try and explain it. I think it's better if I just explain as I go through the corners I noticed it in. Basically, I'm having to wait a little bit on the car, and then we work better together when I do that. So what's happening is I'm braking for a corner, and I let off the gas, and it's kind of doesn't rotate yet. And then, like a split second later, the rotation begins. I let the car rotate, and then once it's done rotating, I get on the gas, and everything seems to be in a better harmony. But so going into this corner up here, trying to explain it in real time. Oh, got on the brakes, completely mess up my braking point, so sorry. That's not my braking point, so I couldn't explain it. I'm trying to explain it up here. Coming in, braking, slowing down, starting to turn. Went too slow that time. So yeah, basically what's happening, I'm going to the corner, hit the brakes, let off the throttle, the car starts to turn, but it really isn't at its full rotation. And then a split second later, the front end drops a little bit more or something, and the car starts to rotate a little bit better. So there's a little pause when I let off the gas, about a second. The car goes through two different levels of rotation. So like off, and then it's a different level of rotation right there. The front end grips a little bit more. A little bit later, so. I'm trying to explain this, I'm just driving horrible lines. So right there's more rotation. Until that, it had a different degree of rotation. Let's see if we can do it right up here. So I turn in, it's doing one thing. Right there, it didn't really do it, not gonna lie. My point is, it's rotating, but it's not doing it right when I want. And the good thing is, I know how to fix that. Okay. So look at my tires. Nice and even. Okay. Okay. So what I want to work on first is trying to get rid of the push going into the corner. I just like to double, because I already know what I want to do, but right now I'm just kind of going over everything to see what other kind of options I have and how much of those options do I have. It isn't adjusting those. I could actually go 1 inch or whatever. 1 click lower on the spring purchase. That's just kind of like a... Excuse me. That's just kind of like a thing I like to do to make sure the car's as low as possible. Alright, sorry guys. No. I'm good. Alright. Sorry. It's got a million questions. So what are we doing other than wasting your guys' time? Nah, that's why I'm like putting timestamps up here because I'm going to start the timestamp now. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm changing the rebound dampening. I'm going to go down pretty drastic change. Going to go down 5 clicks. Rebound dampening slows down the compression or the release of the compression of the spring. It affects both forward and aft weight transfer and left and right weight transfer. If you're for going into a corner, going into Alright, again, another distraction. I'm back. So, going into a left-hander, car's going to want to lean to the right. When it does that, this left-hand spring is going to want to release from compression, right? Well, you take the dampening down, that spring is going to have more force to push up that side of the car, and in return, it's going to shift more weight to the right side quicker. Excuse me. So it creates a more lively front end. It's a little more responsive. Now what it also does, so that's good. We want that. Now what we don't want is the other thing it does. Is it you get on the brakes, front springs compress, you get off the brakes, the front springs release from compression, right? Well, that's right around mid-corner, and you really don't want the front end to lift up too soon if you got understeer. So I guess what I'm kind of hoping is that's where we already had a little bit of good rotation in the car. Maybe a little too much. So hopefully this doesn't create understeer. It just causes, hopefully, the perfect rotation. But that's being a little ambitious. So mainly I'm focusing on the left to right motion and hoping the forward and back motion isn't as strong a force as the left to right. So I'm just basically trying to get the car to turn better initially into the corner. I just went way too fast in that corner. Having trouble focusing today, not gonna lie. Hopefully I notice a big change right here. And I don't. Kind of felt better, but brand new tires, so doesn't really mean anything if it feels better right now. Just because I don't like to put too much weight into early laps, especially if you haven't run too many laps on the track. It's because you're more used to the track now with the car with newer tires, so in theory you should always run better laps your second time out with better tires, or new tires again. So again, it's real early, but it did just feel like there was one rotation there. It didn't feel like it was two different stages. Felt like it held a better initial rotation and then just stuck with that rotation. Again, brand new tires, so we'll wait a while to see how that pans out. That is a little bit better. Not pushing out so much now. Very terrible line through those last two corners.
21.99.
I drove in there a little too hard. I just want to see how the front end would behave. Kind of did a mild washout. Still a little loose getting on the throttle there, so I think I'll definitely do something to snug up the rear end.
21.76.
I'm gonna have to do a little minor upshift to fourth for that corner. It's got better rotation. Getting into the corner now. Lost a little bit of that push. Still on the understeer side, but more to where I like it now. I almost want to say the best way to go through there is not hit the curbs with the Porsche. So again, a little loose coming out of that corner.
21.87.
I'm not exactly running bad lap times here. Pretty close to what I was doing with the McLaren. Yeah, that section really nice that time. Ah. So wish I could get through that section better. Okay. I'm gonna save that. So I'm going to do the same thing I did in the Beamer video. Because I remember what that was. The rebound dampening. I'm going to increase more. I'm going to increase the rebound dampening. I think I'm going to max it. I don't know. How far does this go up? Alright, so go up 2 clicks on the rear rebound. Again, same thing as the front low speed rebound. It slows down the rate at which the spring releases from compression. My what I'm trying to get out of this is a slower rear end, more stable rear end, a rear end the car isn't so unsettling for the car to where it breaks loose traction. So the way that happens is you increase the rebound dampening. So when you're transitioning from or you're turning into a left-hander and this left rear wants to release its compression because the car is going to roll to the right, it's going to slow that down. So it's going to be a more gentle transfer of weight. Hopefully that's what I need to get traction coming out of the corners. Just have that rear end roll over a little bit slower, a little bit smoother motion. It's more in frequency with the car's harmony, if you want to get all hippy dippy. But it's true. Just trying to create a suspension that works well with the car. Because you almost got to think of them as 2 completely different units. You know, you got the car, the body, which because of the way its center of gravity, where the weight's positioned, all that fun center of weight's positioned, then this car creates its own dynamics, and then you got the suspension underneath that, which helps you tune the suspension to become one with the car. That's the way I like to think about it. So every time I go through that corner now, I'm gonna be as aggressive as I can, just to see if the rear end stays underneath me. That's what happens when you try and ride it out. Just let off the gas, get back on the track. I was really just seeing if I could have kept it mounted and the car would have kept turning. Just kind of pushed out a little bit there at the end. Oof. Went in there a little too fast. The rear end broke traction, but never did it to the point where I had to counter steer. So I just went in there a little too fast. But I did like the ooh was because of the way the car handled me going in there too fast. It was very controllable. Bad line. But the rear end felt good. It was only the first lap, I think.
21.77.
Did notice another part of the track where I got more stability now. I'll talk about it when we get there. I do feel like the rear end's more snug now, but I'm definitely going to run a couple more laps. Again, a little too faster there. That time it kind of did a minor push. Again, very controllable. Not really a big deal. Just need to work on not going through there so fast. It's probably the most speed I've carried through this section. Ooh, that was nice. Come on, keep turning. There we go. Come on, turn, baby. Ah, too conservative, messed up my entry too early. Right here I was talking about before it was a little bit harder to trail brake. I had to be more conscious of the rear end one to snap out, but now it seems a little more secure. Still a little loose coming through there. But we're going in the right direction.
21.47.
I almost want to say the Porsche is harder to drive than the Ford this week. Feels like it takes more concentration. Of course, I am going second a lap faster. That's not true. I'm going like half a second a lap faster. Yeah, eesh.
.38.
There's no rear end problems coming in. It's only that one corner that really is giving me trouble with the rear end. Alright, the best I've got through that corner.
21.91.
And way too fast through there, but the car just kind of dealt with it. Alright. Save that. So, I'm going to do one more click with the rebound. So the same exact thing as last time. Then I'm going to go one click on the compression. Compression dampening controls the rate at which the spring compresses. So, for the side-to-side, as this rebound dampening kind of, controls the rate at which, say we're going into left-hander, it controls the rate at which this spring releases as we're going to left-hander. This low-speed compression dampening on the right side is going to control the rate at which this spring compresses. So you're going to have more resistance on this spring compressing, and you're going to have less resistance on this spring release, or more resistance on this spring releasing. So they're both going in the same direction, and it's just going to slow this down. Another thing I was thinking about with this is, like the rebound dampening, both of these affect two motions, or weight directions of weight transfer, left and right, and forward and aft. So, as I'm getting back on the gas, this is going to slow down the rate at which that spring compresses. So it's going to just slowly slow down the weight transfer from the front to rear. Again, hopefully just enough to get that ideal rotation. But normally I don't really recommend making two setup changes at the same time because it's harder for you to tell what's actually going on, but that wasn't really a big setup change. That's pretty minor, and I'm pretty familiar with what those adjustments are gonna do, so but, I wouldn't be changing like springs and anti-roll bar and dampening all at the same time. Then you'd have no idea what's going on. Oh wow, I don't even, just thought I'd go through there without braking. I just wish I had new tires every corner for that lap, or every lap for that corner. Ooh. I don't know if I really appreciated that. I think that was a driving thing. Driving. I think that was my driver error, not setup error.
.59.
Yeah, that was completely my fault last time.
.75.
It's definitely better that last corner, but at the same time, I'm rolling on the gas a lot more. I'm not just stabbing it. I don't know, the car feels more awkward now around the rest of the course. Or I might just be pushing the limit now. Which I know I'm doing, but... Though one of my favorite parts of this track is coming over that crest. Every car I've driven in, it's been a blast. Alright, yeah, that's much better through there now. Let's see if it's my imagination or if the car actually is doing worse around the rest of the track. It's just my imagination. I just tried to get on the gas a little early there. Another purple sector. I guess it was incident purple. Oh, way too fast. Way too fast. Car's nice recovery with that though. Kind of just put it in a little four-wheel slide.
21.84.
Yeah, just gotta watch that rear end a little bit going through that right-hander there. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep going the same direction with those changes I've been doing because it's working. I just don't think I've done enough of it yet. So I'm gonna do another 2 clicks on the another 2 clicks on the rebound. I'm gonna leave the compression on. If you guys are looking for explanations on what that does, just go back to the earlier timestamp where I explain it. Find the timestamps on the YouTube channel page. Right now I'm just going the same direction with the change I've done before to just try and get more of the desired result out of the effect of making the change. I mean, the main reason for making that change was going into, or coming out of 1, going into 2. If I attacked it really hard, it just felt like that rear end just rolled over a little bit too much, and then that's why it broke loose. So I just put more of that rebound dampening in there to slow that car from rolling over, and hopefully it doesn't roll over as far now, and it's more at its optimal grip levels. Wow, really good sector through there, and I even messed up that last corner.
21.49.
So I'm really going to attack it strong on the gas, and she held up beautifully. I'll overdrive that corner a couple more times just to make sure that setup change took effect. Or it's just not something that happens on the first couple laps of brand new tires. I couldn't have done that with my old wheel. There's just no way. I just rear end stepped out on me going to that corner and just stuck with it. Like, I keep getting flashbacks like, ah, that's it, she's gone. And then realize that I got a different wheel in my hands. If anything, I probably would have swapped ends on me there and I would have spun the other direction. Oh, I wanted it too much. Saw how green I was. Got on the gas way too soon. Okay, so again, trying to overdrive this, smash the gas. Yeah, we're staying a lot more secure now. This is fun. I actually had to work a little bit more on the car, and I was just kind of tripping. It's amazing how I can just... All I adjusted was dampening, and you know, I didn't have to adjust springs, I didn't have to adjust sway bars, but like, my point is just stuff like dampening does have a big effect on how the car handles, and it is more for fine tuning, but you know, if you can adjust that stuff and get results out of it without having to take bigger swings out of the setup with different adjustments, it's a lot better way to go. Just because it takes less time and you're not reinventing the wheel, you're just kind of, you know, make it roll a little bit faster. Alright, probably do about 3-4 more laps and then call it.
22.36.
I'm getting rear end so much better through there now. Not even worried about it stepping out anymore, which is what you want. So you want to be thinking about the people you're racing, not your car, and having to babysit it.
.7.
Too slow. Too conservative on my braking. You gotta be careful of that rear end wanting to step out on you there, just because kind of got a trail brake and turn at the same time, so be mindful of the rear end through that corner. .94. Yeah, still too slow through there. Alright, I'm gonna call it. Oh. Usually when I try and do that, I just hit a wall. Alright, guys. I think we'll make sure we'll save that. And call it a day. Alright, guys. Till next time.